What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tommy Boy Poker Vlog, episode number 2. Today's episode, we're playing 1-3 No Limit Texas Hold'em over at Derby Lane Poker Room in St. Petersburg, Florida. Let's go. Alright guys, welcome back. In this first hand we look down at Jack King off in middle position. Comes to me, I decide to lead out for 12 bucks. We go 5 ways to a flop. Flop comes 9-10-3 rainbow. We have a gut shot, 2 overs to the board. It checks down to me. I decide to c-bet in this spot to $25. C-bet gets through, we take down the pot. In the next hand, it's a straddle pot. We look down at ace-jack off and the hijack. Player in middle position raises it up to $15. I make the call. We're 4 ways to a flop, which comes 10 of hearts, 4 spades, 4 diamonds. It checks around to me, I check, we go to a turn. The turn comes the 9 of diamonds. It checks around again, it checks to me. I make a mistake. This is a super dry board. I should be betting this. My ace is probably good in this spot. That being said, I check. Player on the button raises to 35. Everyone folds. I make the fold as well. Alright guys, in this next hand we look down at a pretty decent starting hand. Pocket aces, pocket rockets in the small blind. With 4 limpers we exercise our option, we raise it up to $20. Unfortunately, everybody folds. Nobody wants to play with me. This next hand we're in the hijack, we look down at Jack 10 offsuit. Player in middle position opens for 15. We make the call. We're heads up to a flop which comes 9 of hearts, 10 of clubs, 3 of hearts. We flop top pair, pretty decent kicker. Middle position leads out and he bets $20. With top pair, we make the call pretty quickly. The turn comes a pretty safe 2 of diamonds. Middle position checks to me. I put him on 2 overs to the board, some type of Broadway draw cards. I decide to bet $45 into 70, looking to take this pot down right now. He quickly makes the fold. We take down the pot. This next hand, we're in the under the gun +1. We look down at ace queen off. I decide to open it up to $12. We're 3 ways to a flop, which comes ace queen 6 rainbow. We pretty much drill the flop. I decide to underrep my hand. I check. In hindsight, I don't like the check. I think that there are a lot of bad turn cards. That being said, I do check. The turn comes the king of spades. It's a pretty bad turn card. Jack 10 gets there for the Broadway. I decide to bet out $17. Everyone folds. We take down the spot. Alright guys, in this next hand we look down at king 9 of diamonds in the big blind. There are a few limpers, comes around to me. I decide to check in this spot, go to a flop. Argument can be made to squeeze play here. I'm not a big fan of that with king 9 of diamonds. It's a pretty weak hand. Any suited ace, I'm more than likely going to be doing that. But in this case, we decide to check, go to a flop. Flop comes pretty favorable for us. It's king of hearts, 4 of clubs, 6 of spades. We have top pair, not the greatest kicker, but I decided to lead out and I bet $12. Player in middle position calls. We are heads up to a turn, which is the 10 of hearts. Now brings a straight draw on the board, flush draw on the board. I'm not deterred. I decided to keep betting. I lead out for $25. Middle position quickly calls. The river comes the ace of spades. This is a pretty terrible card for us. It favors the middle position's hand range. If he has anything like ace 4, ace 6 suited, he now has top pair. Any case, I bet $40. I'm not in love with my bet sizing here. The pot is 86 bucks. I should be betting around $50 in this spot. Ends up not mattering. He makes the fold and shows Jack 9 of hearts for a missed flush and a missed straight. We go ahead and take down this pot. Alright guys, this hand we're in middle position. We look down at ace 9 of diamonds. I like to limp in this spot. Argument can be made to raise it up with a suited ace in the middle position. I favor limping and calling a decent amount of raises. The hijack raises it up to $12. There are 3 callers in front of him. I'm getting great odds, 3 to 1. I make the call with a suited ace. 4 ways to a flop, which is 9 of hearts, 5 of hearts, 7 of diamonds. Middle position decides to raise it up to $30. I have top pair, top kicker. It's a pretty draw heavy board. An argument can be made to 3-bet in this spot. I make the call. I want to see a turn card. The hijack makes the call with 3 ways to return, which brings the king of spades. This is a great card for our hand range. We're going to have a lot of combinations of hands that contain a king. Middle position checks to us, and I decide to lead out for $50. Again, I'm not in love with my bet sizing here. Pot at this point is $138. I should be betting at least $60, $70. That being said, I do make it 50. The hijack makes the call. Early position folds. We are now heads up to a river card. The river's pretty awesome. It's the ace of clubs. We now have 2 pair, aces and nines. I decide to put the hijack all in for his remaining about 75, 80 bucks. He quickly mucks his cards. Doesn't show. I assume he had some kind of big draw. We take down this pot. This next hand, we're under the gun. We look down at pocket nines. I decide to limp in at this spot. I'm not a big fan of playing medium pocket pairs out of position, so I decide to limp in. If I flop a set, I'll bet for value. If I completely miss, I'll fold. We are 6 ways to a flop, and it's a great one. We have 9 of spades, 6 of clubs, queen of diamonds. We have middle set. I decide to lead out for $15. We get 5 callers to return card, which comes out the king of diamonds. With 5 callers, the king queen on the board, I'm expecting someone to have a pretty decent hand. I decide to bet strong. I bet $60 into 93. Assuming somebody's going to have a king, someone's going to have a queen. I'm going to get 1 or 2 callers. Unfortunately, that does not happen. Everybody folds. Very curious what you guys think of my bet sizing. Should I size down a little bit? Please comment down below. Let me know what you think. Alright guys, in this next hand we're in the big blind. We look down at 10 of clubs, 7 of clubs. With 5 limpers, I decide to raise it up to $10. We are 4 ways to a flop, which is queen of hearts, 7 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds. We flop middle pair. I decide to c-bet in this spot to $17. Middle position makes the call. We are heads up to return, which is great. It's the 7 of hearts. We now have middle set. I decide to check the middle position, disguise my hand a little bit, under-rep my hand. He bets out $30. I think about it for a little bit, but ultimately make the call. The river is a complete brick. I put him on a very strong queen, king queen, queen jack, ace queen. I decide to bet a little bit more than half pot, and I bet $75. He mucks his cards. We take down the pot. This next hand, we find ourselves on the button with Jack Queen offsuit. There are 5 limpers. Comes to me. I decide to open the betting to $10. We get 3 callers. We're 4 ways to a flop of King of Hearts, 9 of Spades, 4 of Clubs. We have a gut shot. I decide to c-bet this flop to $15. Undergun calls. We're heads up to return card. The turn brings the 5 of diamonds. We don't improve. Not sure where I stand after he checks it over to me. The undergun's range is pretty capped to a pre-flop raise. It's going to have a lot of combinations with a king in it. Really don't want to inflate this pot, so I decide to ultimately check back. The river is a dream card. It's the 10 of hearts. We have completed the straight. We have the absolute nuts in this spot. Early position raises to $30. I decide to re-raise to $85. He goes very deep into the tank. The early position raiser ultimately finds the call. We show the absolute nuts. He shows King 10 off for a river to 2 pair. Pretty sick river card. We take down this pot.
All right, guys, that's it for this session. In for 300, out for 590. If you like this episode, please like, subscribe, comment down below. We'll see you next time. Later, guys.